Good afternoon, everyone. Today, my team and I will present to you our final concept. Our initial problem statement was the insufficient instructions for traveling from one destination to another with public transportation. We found out that a traveler's main concerns when traveling are communication, time management, and stress. This is our conceptual mapping and our 4 personas. For our stakeholders, we have the core target groups, direct stakeholders, and indirect stakeholders. These are the user journey maps for each of our personas, showing how each users travel with public transportation.
We used a scenario map to explore and understand how customers would use and benefit from the proposed app solution, as well as identifying user touchpoints and how we could address any pain points in the user's experience, such as Nathan understanding that there are multiple train systems in Japan and how to navigate them. We also used empathy maps to understand the needs and wants of the user, how they would integrate the app into their travel routine, and which particular problems we could address, such as language or cultural barriers. A systems map gave us an understanding of the systems that the app would need to integrate into, including transport services, map services, and translations. A value proposition canvas created a greater understanding of the user interaction with our solution and how the needs of the user relate with the features and benefits of the app. The user has always been at the forefront of our research. That is why we used an affinity diagram to compile our interview feedback, which gave us a deeper insight into a range of user needs beyond the personas we created.
From our research, we had many iterations of our problem statement, and the one we settled on was how might we facilitate travelers to use transportation towards a sustainable lifestyle. We decided on creating an app called Guide Plus, which is focused on helping travelers plan and organize their trip while guiding them on more sustainable means of transportation. Here, our scenario map shows the points where the user interacts with the application and where the stakeholders benefit from users using our app. Both of these are shown with either the purple line or the green dotted line in the case of the stakeholders. This journey map highlights the good and bad experiences that users have while traveling and where our app can benefit them. The app architecture shows the framework of how the app will work, with 4 main categories: the home/profile, maps, exploration, and itinerary. This also shows the options within each of these categories. There's a lot of information on this blueprint, some of which has been already mentioned. So I'm just going to highlight the categories and some other points. First being physical evidence, which is the app, the map service, search, transport, and the tracker. Next being the customer actions, which is all the points where the customer interacts with the application. Then the customer journey, as mentioned previously. The emotions associated with certain points along their journey, as well as the interaction with the application. Then our on-stage contact actions, which is the home screen, the profile, the map, explore, and so on. The technology associated with each of these sections, such as the phone, the GPS, the server, and so on. The physical experiences associated with using the app, such as the snapshot of your progress while traveling, the map and navigation, as well as the tracker and notifications that help guide you towards a more sustainable lifestyle. Lastly, the backstage contacts and the support processes. Backstage contacts are things such as navigation, email subscription, the tracker, and the CO2 calculator. Support processes include the stakeholders, Google Maps, other map integration software, transport information and services, as well as the travel agent.
The navigation of the app is simple and easy to understand. with users being able to search for events happening in Melbourne, for example, White Night or the Comedy Festival, and then being able to add those events to their calendar. And then via a Google Maps integration, users can find the location of the events or attractions they wish to go to and get directions to them. And in the event it uses public transport systems the user is not familiar with, provides information on how to use them as well. This is then rounded out by a profile page which tracks various statistics about your trips, including how green you've been in your travel decisions. This provides clear and measurable feedback for travelers looking to be more green. By coding into the app a bias towards greener and more environmentally sustainable modes of transport, the app should hopefully be able to convince travelers to take the more environmentally sustainable option. By also including information about the public transport systems of any given area, this should hopefully dissuade users from doing things such as renting their own car and using that for all their trips, which is of course very bad for the environment should every tourist start doing that. We wholeheartedly believe that this solution has very real potential to make a positive impact in the world. However, there are some hurdles that need to be overcome first. The first issue is monetary. Making money on an app like this generally will mean advertisements will be involved. This has the potential to be a conflict of interest with the goal of the app being to reduce greenhouse emissions if said advertiser doesn't happen to align with that goal. As well as this, we would be a competitor to very established markets, travel agents, and information kiosks, which many tourists already very heavily trust. Convincing them to take our app's word over the person at the front desk will be a very difficult undertaking. Should the app be successful, however, it has the opportunity to not only seriously reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but also make every tourist experience far more immersive into the local culture and people of their destination.